Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Mehbubullah. In our today's session, we will talk about frequency analysis. Data analysis typically begins with frequency analysis. This tutorial introduces frequency analysis in SPSS. We will continue to our job survey file. In this file dataset, you can see we have variable views and data view. For frequency analysis, what we need to do is we need to click on analysis, then we will click on descriptive statistics, and then we will click on frequencies. Frequency analysis shows both the absolute and relative pattern of incidence of a particular variable. When we selected analysis and frequencies, so you can see Windows has been open on the left hand side, and as well as you can see another box on the right hand side. On the left hand side, you find all of the variables of the study. While in this box, what we will do, we will select the variables of which we want to find out the frequency analysis. Now the first one is what is your age, what is your gender, what is experience, and so on. Suppose we are going to analyze a gender, so I'll select a gender, then I'll click on the tab. So what is your gender? Now we will click on OK. When we selected OK, so you can see two tables have been appeared. The first one is the first table is summary statistics, which shows the number that is 150, and the missing value if any of the respondent didn't provide respond or answer to the question about the gender. So if there will be anyone who didn't provide, so you will find here in the missing tab. So this table shows the summary statistics of the variable. The next table shows the pattern of frequency analysis. We have two pattern of frequencies analysis. One is male and the other one is female. Frequency or the incidence of those frequency. In this table you can see we have frequency column, percent, valid percent, and cumulative percent. As I told you, frequency tells us about the incidence of the frequency, that how many times our respondent have selected male and how many have selected a female. So out of 150, the total respondents 110 were male while 40 were the female. In the next column we can find percent. Percent figures take into account all the responses, both the valid and missing. Here you can see we have valid 150 and missing is 0. So valid is your 150, means this is the total number of responses which we have received from our respondents. So the percent column shows the valid and missing, mean in aggregate it tells about the percent. So we know that how we have got this figure. So 110 divided by 150 multiplied by 100 is equivalent to 73%, whereas 26.7%, 40 divided by 150 into 100, that is turning to 26.7%, and the total is 100. The next column you can see valid percent. Valid percent takes into account only the valid responses. So had been any missing response? No, that is 0. So of course the valid percent is same like the percent. And the next column we have cumulative percent. So cumulative percent is the sum of total of categories in the respective orders. So 73, then 73 plus 26.7, that is turning to 100. So there, this was about the frequency. Now if you want to find out and for another variable, so the same procedure will be followed. We will select frequencies, then we will select, suppose if we calculate the age, so select the age, then select. If you select the another variable, suppose level of education, we can select that as well. Okay, and how many variable for which you want to calculate the frequency, so we can calculate through this way. Then I'll click on OK. So you can find the same tables. The first one you will find the summary statistic table, and the rest of the tables you will find the pattern of frequency analysis for the gender, for the age, and for the level of education. So you can find the same tables in the frequency analysis. Dear students, if we find, suppose, any missing data in this data set, we do not have any missing data. Suppose I say, let's raise, suppose let me delete one of the response from the gender column. So now again I am coming to analyze, then I'll click on descriptive statistic frequency. Then you can find what is your gender, so I'll select OK. Now here you can see again two tables have appeared, summary statistic table and the pattern of frequency analysis. Okay, so here in this summary statistic table you can see that valid is now 149 while missing is 1, which I have deleted by myself. Suppose we have assumed that one of our respondent did not reply, so that is missing. Now come to this table. Here you can see male, female, that is total is 149. In fact, we had our total of our respondents were over 50, but out of 150 only 149 responded to the question that whether they are male or female. So missing system is 1. Now come to the next another column, that is percent column. So here you can see again, as I told you earlier, that percent column, these figures take out into account all the responses, both the valid and the missing, mean that this 72.7 is obtained how 109 divided by 150 into 100, so we got 72.7. Then for female, 40 divided by 150 into 100, that is turning to 26.7, and the total is 99.3. Now come to the valid percent. As I told you earlier, that valid percent takes into account only the valid responses, so that is 149. So now how you can see the difference in the earlier tables, the figures were same, like 73 and 73, as there was no missing values. But in this table you can see that we have one missing figure. So you can see here the figure is 73.2. How we obtained this figure? 109 divided by 149 into 100, so that is 73.2. Then 40 divided by 149 multiplied by 100, so we got 26.8, and that is turning to 100. So in cumulative percentage, there's remember that this valid percent will be accumulated, not this one. So there, this was something that how we can analyze the frequency of our variable. Inshallah, in our upcoming class we will talk about charts and graphs, that how it can be developed in qualitative analysis as well as quantitative analysis. So that was the end of our today's session. Hope to see you in our upcoming session with the charts and graph. Till then, take good care of yourself. See you inshallah. Allah Hafiz.